They called him King Aduma of Abeni, the Lion of the Delta, a ruler whose heart burned with justice and whose roar echoed across the mangrove swamps. Abeni was a jewel of the saltwater coast, rich in palm oil, ivory, and pride. For generations, her people traded fairly with those who came by sea. But peace ended when the iron ships arrived, ships that flew the red flag of empire. They called themselves civilizers, but their trade came with chains. With guns, deceit, and false treaties, they swallowed the Delta one kingdom at a time. But not Abeni, not while Aduma still drew breath. Aduma was no ordinary king. Educated by missionaries, he knew their language, their books, and the poison behind their smiles. He warned his chiefs, when a man sells you mirrors for your gold, he means to see your soul, not your face. When Aduma refused their monopoly on Abeni's oil and trade routes, they called him rebellious. They blockaded his rivers and starved his markets. Still, the king stood tall. Better to die hungry, he said, than to live as slaves. One night, during the storm season, Aduma gathered his captains around a fire. Their faces glowed like embers. "They've taken our land and freedom," he said, "but they will not take our pride. At dawn, we strike the fortress at Olaru. Before sunrise, warriors paddled through the mist, silent as shadows. They stormed Olaru, burned the trading post, freed the captives, and captured the white agents alive. The Empire's flag was trampled into the mud of Abeni's shore. The world called it the Olaru Uprising. But victory bred vengeance. 2 moons later, the Empire returned warships thundering with death. They bombarded Abeni's coast, burned villages, hunted the king. Aduma fled into the mangrove swamps, the lion among the reeds. From the shadows, he struck back burning outposts, freeing prisoners, haunting his enemies like a ghost of the tide. Then came betrayal. A chief, bought with silver, led the soldiers to his hiding place. Surrounded by the river, King Aduma stood alone. They shouted for him to surrender. He laughed fierce as thunder. "You can burn my crown," he said, "but not the blood of Abeni." He raised his spear to the sky. Lightning struck the river. When the smoke cleared, he was gone. Only his crown floated, shining on the stormy water. The Empire claimed victory, but the people of Abeni whispered another truth, that the river carried their king's spirit home, and that when freedom calls again, his roar will rise with the tide.